Because the sterling pound is now replaced by the US dollar. The Bank of England is now replaced by the World Bank and the IMF. And London is no longer the financial capital of the world, it is now Washington. If there was any doubt concerning the United States as a new ruling state in the world, look at the Second World War. It is an American general, a man named Dwight Eisenhower, who is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces, the Allied forces, etc. I don't want to take your time too much because I believe you all are in agreement with me. The United States has taken over from Britain as a new ruling state in the world. But when the United States takes over from Britain, there is a strange, a puzzling, a baffling, a mysterious, a mystifying, enigmatic relationship between the United States and the State of Israel which defies rationality. The United States supports Israel, right or wrong. The United States provides massive financial aid, economic aid, military aid, transfer of military technology, and so on and so on and so on. And so the baby grows up into a very strong, powerful man now. Israel is now a nuclear power and a thermonuclear power on par with the nuclear powers of the world. Thanks to the United States. Some of it went through the front door, some went through the back door. And so we say that when the false Messiah is in a day which is like a month, it is from the United States of America that he is launching his attack. This is the headquarters. The question is, will a day which is like a month last forever? Will the United States of America be the ruling state in the world forever? No. Well then, when the United States is no longer the ruling state, who will replace it? The answer, which only those who follow Muhammad ﷺ can give, is that the state of Israel will replace the United States of America as the ruling state in the world. And that's coming. That is around the corner. My assessment is that September 11th was meant to function as a catalyst to facilitate this movement. If the President of the United States of America had been killed and thank Allah that he was not killed, he had been killed, then this movement would have been accelerated. In order for Israel to become the ruling state in the world, a big war has to be launched. And the territory of the state of Israel has to dramatically expand, and that is around the corner. Because the Torah says, with the Zionist movement considered to be the title lead of the state of Israel, the Torah says that the territory of the state of Israel extends from the river of Egypt to the river Euphrates. Okay. When Israel launches that big war, and it witnesses a dramatic expansion of the territory of the state of Israel, and of course you can now get rid of the Palestinians, send them to Iraq, send them any way you want, export them. And the United States economy collapses because of an attack on the US dollar. At this time, Israel now becomes the ruling state of the world. My assessment, I think that is coming within the next 5 years or so. When Israel becomes the ruling state in the world, then Dajjal, the false Messiah, will now be in a day which is like a week. And so Israel is going to rule the world for a much shorter period of time than the United States, and a much shorter period of time than Britain ruled the world. It is at this time that real oppression of the followers of Muhammad ﷺ will really take place. What we are now experiencing is an introduction to oppression. The Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, he said that a man would pass by a grave and roll over the grave and would say, I wish I were in the grave rather than the dead man. Not because of religious reasons, but because of relentless oppression. When a day which is like a week comes to an end, which will be perhaps, how much, 25, 30 years, then the false Messiah will now enter into a day which is like our day. So now he'll be in our dimension of time. So now we will see him as the ruler of the state of Israel, ruling the world from Jerusalem. It is at this time that the water in the Sea of Galilee would have dried up. How low is the water level now? Tomorrow I'll tell you, inshallah. The Prophet said, Allah's blessings be upon him, that a Muslim ruler will die. Couldn't have been Hafiz al-Assad because he's already dead. And when this Muslim ruler dies, there will be dissension concerning succession. And then a man will come out of Medina and hurry to Mecca. And the people of Mecca would come out to him to urge him and force him to accept the pledge of allegiance, or the bay'ah. He said, this man would have my name and his father's name would be my father's name. He would have a broad forehead and a large nose, and he'd be known as Al-Mahdi, Imamul Mahdi. In order for the people of Makkah to come out to him, he has to be a well-known person. Makkah has always been a Sunni city. Makkah has never been a Shia city. And so it is impossible for us to hold the view that the Mahdi, when he comes to Makkah, would be a Shia personality. Makkah would not accept a Shia as their Amir or Imam or Khalifa. When the Mahdi accepts the bay'ah, then he's attacked by an army from Sham, Syria. The Prophet said that when an army crosses Medina going down south to Mecca, the earth is going to open and swallow that army. This is one of the 10 major signs of the last day. When that happens, then you can no longer deny this is the Mahdi. We will now wait to see what Iran does. Those who accept him as the Mahdi are our brothers. Those who do not are not our brothers. Then he's going to be attacked by an army from Arabia, said the Prophet ﷺ. An army of the Quraysh of the Kalb. And army is, of course, under the control of government. He will defeat that army. And when he defeats that army, then the Arabian Peninsula would have been liberated and Darul Islam would have been restored. When Darul Islam is restored, it means that Allah's sovereignty is now recognized. Allah's authority is recognized as the supreme authority, not the Charter of the United Nations Organization. Allah's law is now recognized as the supreme law, not resolutions of the Security Council. And so Darul Islam has been restored. Islam is now re-emerging as a potent force in the world. That's around the corner. It's coming. This constitutes the most potent of all threats to the state of Israel when the Islamic revolution comes to Arabia.